Suffering got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Yeah. Georgia roots in the soul every time you hear it. Yeah.
All right. You know, we just talked about this, the danger of the first narrative, because when all this came about, Tigger's wife, Alicia, the first narrative we saw was the busted eye above the eyebrow. So, welcome to On the Radar with Rain. So, tonight's story I have is not just about another police shooting. It's about what happens when the first version of a story becomes a version people remember. So this happened 2 years ago on June 18th of 24. Detectives with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department attempted to stop an SUV that had been reported stolen. Police say the driver didn't stop and a pursuit followed. So eventually the SUV came to a stop and several people jumped out and ran. And one of those people was 17-year-old, I can't say his first name, Mr. Wilkins, 17-year-old Wilkins. Emerson, I think it's Emerson. It's spelled a funny way, Emerson. According to the police department's initial public statement, Wilkins was armed. Authorities say that while running away, he turned, pointed a handgun at officers, and that's when an officer opened fire. That version of events spread quickly. Many people accepted it as a fact. The case faded from the headlines, but more than a year later, everything has changed. After Wilkins' family filed a federal lawsuit, newly released body camera footage became public. And I think this happened about 2 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. The video appears to show something totally different than what the officers described. It shows Wilkins running from the officers. You can hear officers yelling commands, including telling him to stop and drop a gun. But the footage does not appear to show him turning towards officers or pointing a firearm before he was shot. And according to the family's lawsuit, he was struck in the back of the head. Investigators later recovered a firearm from his pocket, but court filings say it was disassembled and could not be fired. So following the video's release, the St. Louis Police Department acknowledged that some of the information originally stated with the public came from third-party accounts immediately after the shooting and was not consistent with what the body camera footage showed. The department said it has since changed its procedures, so commanders review body camera footage before releasing detailed public accounts after officer-involved shootings. So you can go ahead and play this clip.
He is reacting to body camera video contradicting St. Louis police and a 17-year-old's death. Initial reports said Emion Wilkins pointed a gun at police, but the video shows him running away. 5 on your side's Melanie Johnson is here with the officer involved's response in court.
And Kelly, the 16-year police veteran still works at the St. Louis Police Department, and we're learning more about this internal investigation into this deadly shooting of Emion Wilkins. The officer pleading the fifth to most of the questions. A deadly pursuit of 17-year-old Emion Wilkins by a St. Louis police officer.
It's something that was very hard to watch.
And now Stan Dooley of the Ethical Society of Police calling out one of their own.
It was very, very disturbing. The accounts obviously didn't add up with what was initially reported.
A 2024 press conference by St. Louis police paints a different picture than the body camera video released Monday.
A driver ran through a vacant lot into the rear yard of the 4200 block of St. Louis Avenue, where he turned and displayed his handgun and was shot by the officer in pursuit.
At the time, investigators released this photo of a handgun they claimed Wilkins pointed at officers. Now, 2 years later, police admit that information was based on wrong information from a supervisor.
We don't always get things right as human errors. We might think we see one thing, and then video surveillance, body camera footage, or even witness statements can paint another picture on what happens.
An attorney for Wilkins' family released these transcripts of the officer's deposition. It shows the officer involved invoked his Fifth Amendment rights more than 100 times.
The hardest part to watch was the aftermath of seeing his body be motionless. That was very difficult to see and to know that no aid was rendered.
We spoke to Sierra Simrel, chairwoman of the City Civilian Oversight Board. The board has no power since the state takeover of the St. Louis Police Department. Simrel says this case is an example of why the board is needed.
It's very concerning because I feel like that person should not be wearing the uniform because they're making it look bad for the ones that are doing the right job.
Police confirmed the gun was found in pieces inside Wilkins' pocket. As to why the investigation took nearly 2 years to reach prosecutors, police experts tells me that is the standard timeline for officer-involved shootings.
Tonight, the community.
So 2 years. 2 years. How many conversations were based on the first narrative instead of complete investigation? For 2 years. He was running away. The gun was in his pocket, disassembled. "17 years old." It took 2 years to release the body cam footage. Why?
It's open season. It ain't. It is what it is, man. It's like they that's what they open fire at will. At will. There's instructions. There has to be instructions. Because there's no way that you can be a coward like that, to be that afraid for your life. There's no way that you can just be afraid for your life like that. I've never been a police officer, so I don't know. What do you feel every day you suit up, get in your uniform, and hit the beat? You know, my heart goes out to everyone that goes out there, and hopefully they make it home every time that they leave their homes. But it's absolutely just, I can't understand why it just feel it. I may be wrong in what I'm saying, but it feels like it's open season. It's not that these young men are doing, they're wrong. Like all the running, all the contesting, all the back talk and get your supervisor, like, bruh, it's a traffic stop, or I don't know what brought upon this. I don't know what happened, because there wasn't that much information given about what caused the civilian and the police officers encounter. But it absolutely feels like that's the first thing they think is to just unload their weapon. We have to change the perspective. We have to change the image as Black men. We gotta hold ourselves accountable and change this, the perception of how we're being viewed, because man, stop playing. I said this last week, man, stop playing, because they're not playing with you. 2 years, man, the system is not on your side. If it takes 2 years for them to right a wrong.
And it said 100 times he pled the fifth.
And that's instructions from a lawyer. Yeah. That's a union rep. That's a union rep telling him to just, they're trying to save his life. They're trying to save his job. They're trying to save his career. But that young man is gone, man. And that's terrifying. I just imagine being a 17, 18 to 25-year-old and just thinking that, man, this traffic stop, that's PTSD. To think that this traffic stop could end in the loss of my life. It's crazy, bro. I don't know.
You got anything, Souls?
No, man. It kind of goes back to what I talked about from our first time, even with the Carmelo thing. I just feel like, where's the representation? Where's the representation? I stay abreast to the news. Like, I never even heard of this young man.
Yeah.
Like where's the representation, man? Like this, to me, that's an easy close and shut case when the right people get behind him and can support him and his family financially. I don't see that being like a hard battle. You know what I mean? Like, how couldn't people not be outraged hearing a cop sit in court and use the Fifth Amendment over 100 times and nobody talked about this?
Crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I can't, like, for me, I'm just disappointed now. I'm not even outraged no more. It's just disappointment because, like, man, maybe I need to go do some research. Maybe there's a database out there where you could find out about these cases that people like don't really talk about. But like, man, like, that's rough, bro. Like, that's rough. And like, and I don't know, man. Like, even just the talk of the gentleman, the black gentleman who was speaking on behalf of the department, it just didn't register right to me.
No, at all. You're right. He ain't lying.
Like for me, I'd be remiss now. I'm trying to like not get so up and down with this stuff because like it seems like it's a game that everybody enjoying playing, and I'm like, prayers to his family. I hate that they even had to see this video.
Yeah, that's probably tough to watch.
I just don't know how. I just don't know how this type of stuff happens, and like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe one day, no middleman will create a database, and we'll be millionaires and be able to fight every fight we need to fight for people. Because that's crazy work right there, man. Prayers to the family, man, that had to go see that video released and see them go motionless. And whoever that black dude is, man, you got to do better in that department.
Definitely. So one piece of evidence can absolutely shape public opinion. Sometimes it shapes it correctly. Sometimes it doesn't. The danger isn't having an opinion. It's becoming so committed to that first narrative that we are unwilling to examine new evidence when it emerges. Truth isn't afraid of more information, and neither should we be. I am Rain, and that's what's on my radar.
Suffering got Alabama grace all in the spirit. Georgia roots in the soul every time.